Hello and welcome, and today we're going to take a look at the latest iteration of an American motoring legend, complete with more power, performance, aerodynamics, and styling, and especially more value than ever. So here it is, the new Corvette Stingray.
My mom thinks this is the Batmobile, mostly because it looks like a stealth bomber with wheels. There are no missile launchers, but you can see the high-performance aerodynamics developed through the Corvette racing program. The spoiler and the opening in the hood to pull more air through the rad beneath it are all fully functional and wind tunnel optimized. Ditto these vents back here, which help cool the rear-mounted transmission, which Corvette has been using for years to improve weight balance, off-the-line traction, handling precision, and agility. By taking the driveline's second heaviest component and putting it in the back, they've made it handle better. The first heaviest driveline component is up front. You're looking at a big and highly effective 6.2-liter V8 engine for the first time in Corvette, fitted with things like direct injection and cylinder deactivation to boost power output and efficiency. You get 460 horsepower if you get the sports exhaust like our tester. That, with a weight of under 3,300 pounds, gives you 0 to 100 clicks an hour in under 4 seconds, along with some sound effects. A 7-speed manual transmission, yes, 7, that sends power to the rear wheels. You get the shorter initial gears for faster acceleration, taller higher gears for better cruising mileage, and a smooth but beefy feeling clutch. On board, the cabin moves light years ahead of the last Corvette, which was getting old and was full of budget-grade plastic and had the steering wheel from a Chevy Cobalt. In this new one, well, just look at all that leather, aluminum, carbon fiber, and stitching. It's upscale and trimmed beautifully. You get a high-tech display here in the center of the dash for your communications, entertainment, and navigation. It doubles as a hiding space for your secret stuff, too. There's another digital display here for your tachometer, race timer, G-force meter, race car display cluster, or anything else you'd care to see. And there's a third high-tech readout floating here in the form of a head-up display floating above the edge of the hood to keep an eye on your revs and speed and G-forces and on the road ahead. And beyond that, you get heated and chilled seats, auto climate control, auto lights, and an eardrum liquefying Bose stereo system, which I've never really found any reason to turn on. So, the great new look gathers crowds, the new interior feels like a spaceship and will challenge any of the Stingray's rivals from around the globe, and the thing ultimately looks and is equipped inside and out like a world-class performance car, and without the world-class price tag. Even our tester with almost 14 grand in options came in around 71. Of course, it is the driving experience that makes a performance car great. The tester rode the Z51 performance chassis for the good stuff, including Brembo brakes, a limited slip diff with cooling system for durability, and a dry sump oiling system so you don't spin a bearing in the engine when you're pulling over 1 G-force in fast corners. There are these big wheels wrapped in thin performance tires, meaning ride quality on rough roads takes a bit of a hit, while the handling and responsiveness improve as a result. There's a fantastic immediacy to everything in this new Stingray. Power everywhere. Forget what gear you're in or where the engine's revving. Just give it the boots and it leaps ahead, slams you into your seat, and gets even more ferocious until redline. The engine breathes right to max revs, sounds like a Hollywood car chase, and is just rich with meaty and refined torque. The steering is fast and precise and has a very quick ratio, so you feel the Stingray responding with pleasing obedience. Handling? Well, grip galore, a little rear-end slipperiness if you push, and overall a predictable and confident feel. You'll find, say, a Porsche Cayman to be more confidence-inspiring at the very limit, but Corvette's handling capabilities will make even experienced performance drivers feel like they're in a serious weapon. Braking? Well, look at these monster 6-piston front calipers clamping on massive ventilated discs. That, combined with the lean weight, means that stops come fast, hard, and fade-free even in a motorsport setting. On the road, they back you up with good pedal feel and the same instantaneous urgency you'll find elsewhere. All said, Corvette performs with that authentic and tuned feel typical of a performance car that was designed as a performance car from the get-go. It's not bad on a highway cruise either. You get this drive mode dial that lets you sort of calibrate the Stingray's systems into whatever mode fits your current intentions. I like sport mode mostly because it exaggerates the throttle response, makes the exhaust louder, and stiffens up the shocks. But put it in touring or eco and things soften up, quiet down, and relax, and a peaceful cruise is the order of the day. Other notes, the headlights perform very well in the dark with great aim and saturation, and there's a half-decent sized trunk that's shallow but very wide.
Of course, there are lots of alternatives around this price point. 2 of my favorite are the Porsche Cayman and the Jaguar F-Type, but what you're not getting out of those cars for this sort of money is the same level of performance. In fact, this Stingray's 120 some horsepower more than either of those. In fact, the price on this car is so compelling that Dodge announced at the time of filming this morning that they had lowered the price on the other American high-performance legend, the Dodge Viper, by 15 grand, presumably to capture some of the sales that this Corvette Stingray is stealing.
So big value here, and you don't have to take my word for it. When Stingray launched, a panel of Canadian auto experts, yours truly included, voted it as the best new sports car in its price range after back-to-back testing against the competition.
The winner is the Corvette Stingray.
Basically, by putting down amongst the category's highest performance scores with one of the category's lowest prices, the value equation here helped move it to the top of the field. So let's sum up this American-built headache to the rest of the world's performance cars. You will likely like the look, the new cabin, the face-peeling acceleration, the gadgets, and of course, the reflexes, performance, and agility. The crowd-gathering looks, good highway fuel mileage, and overall bang for the performance buck here are pretty much untouchable too. Complaints? The 7-speed shifter takes a bit of getting used to with 4 rows of gears, meaning there's no center to the shift pattern, and it can feel a bit funny. Some drivers will wish for a quieter ride, and with the big wheels and thin tires, dodging potholes is a necessity. It's also a bit snug on board for bigger folks. The wide tires scrub a lot during parking, the trunk is fiddly to close properly, and the driveline can get kinda thrashy if you don't shift gears very smoothly. Big deal, since Corvette Stingray is more than likely the best all-around performance car that you're going to find for the money. This one is a definite priority test drive, and you can park one in your garage from about 56 grand.